Hello and welcome to Sri Lanka's #1 sports hub, ThePapare.com. We are live from the Sugatdasa Stadium here in Colombo for the second match of the double-header for this victory between Saunders SC and Javelin SC. Two bitter rivals clashing against each other. The first match, of course, Colombo FC registering a stunning 8-0 victory against Super Sun. But this match against the team in yellow and the one in red will be a much closer encounter. Javelin with Ashfaq Ayub in goal, playing in his starting in his first Dialog Champions League match with Rajavansa, Tibor Francis, Lakmal Pereira, Muhammad Alim back again, Farud Faiz, Mohammad Rizkan, Revin Kumar, Mohammad Abdullah, Malak Pereira and Naveen Jude making up the starting 11 of Javelin. While for Saunders SC, it will be Asanka Viraj will be the custodian, Sanjuka Priyadarshana, Chanu Keranga the skipper, Chandrasekhara, Mohammad Nalim, Suntaraj Mresh, Chamod Dilshan, Indriva Udara, Sanoj Samira, Krishant Abesekara and Tarusha Rangana, the starting 11 for Saunders. They are, however, missing Kasun Jayasuriya, but nonetheless they have a wealth of experience and youth, and so does Javelin, as I'm joined in the commentary box by Irshad Hasim-Deen. Irshad, a very good evening to you, and hoping for a much better game than the one earlier.
Yeah, good evening, Naod. I'm sure this is going to be a little bit more tighter than the previous encounter, which was one-way traffic. We never expected, looking at the first half, that it's going to be turned out to be a rout in the second. Hopefully this match will live to his expectation. Let's hope Javelin can give good account of themselves. We saw in the FA Cup they bowed out to Colombo FC, and Saunders, who are already through to the quarterfinals of the FA Cup. So I'm sure it's going to be a good battle between these two.
Saunders in their final team huddle as the lights come into effect. Still not at full strength. Referee for today, Nivon Robesh, as Javelin set to kick things off. Malak Pereira start things off. Lakmal Pereira, Rizkan, Revin Kumar, Alim, Pfizer, Malak Pereira was deemed offside.
I think both teams are still trying to find their feet in these early stages. They very much know each other pretty well, the players. Saunders through Krishanta Abhisekara, and that's pretty ambitious from that range.
Interesting to see that Sanoj Samira, one of their best attacking midfield players, Sanoj Samira, playing at centre back here for today for Saunders.
Yeah, exactly the point I was going to pick as well, Navod. He seems to be playing as a defensive midfielder. Could be because of the recent injuries he have had. He haven't started too many games. So probably a cautious approach in the early part of this game.
And by the looks of it, I think this game will be decided on who has the better defense at the end of this 90 minutes, because we've seen that both the back four aren't the best, because they've chopped and changed, some new faces coming in, and some makeshift defenders as well. And especially we saw against in the match against Javelin against Colombo FC in the FA Cup pre-quart final, towards the end they completely dissolved the Javelin defense as they let 3 goals.
Yeah, the change from that game, it's only Francis who have come in to bolster the defense. And looking at the pace of both sets of defenders, I'm sure if the forwards like Naveen Jude can get them on a one-on-one situation, they can easily beat the defenders. Now this is exactly what we were discussing as Naveen Jude gives chase, and I'm joined by Ashwin Das in the com box. Ashwin, second game for you. Expecting the same result as the first?
Highly doubt it, Irshad. I think these two teams are far more balanced, and I don't think we'll see either team getting steamrolled. It's also interesting to note that only one foreign player among the two teams, so a lot of local talent here. Many experienced players, Krishanta Abhisekara for Saunders, Asanka Viraj in goal, Sanoj Samira, so certainly a lot of experience in the Saunders team, as that defensive header nearly causing some problems for the young Ayub in goal. Not the tallest goalkeeper you'll see.
Yeah, that's a surprise change as well. Dhamika Senarat not in, and looking at the bench strength, the Dhamika, it's been replaced by the young Mohammad Nuskan, the Hamidia under 18 goalkeeper. So Javelin bench strength looks very, very weak, and they would be hoping the 11 on the field do the job for them before any of them are introduced. And as you mentioned about the foreign players, only one player from either team, and the problem could be when they go into games who have several of the other foreign players, and those could be the difficult games.
But also I think it's about the mentality that you have. You need to be well coached, well drilled, because if you look at the last game, both teams had 3 foreign players each, and Colombo FC completely steamrolled Super Sun. So I think both of these teams are far more composed and mentally prepared to take on the bigger teams.
What
Like
you
Columbus
talking, Ashwin? Sorry to interrupt. I think you're talking about the quality of the players, whether
Yeah.
they are foreign or whether they are local. It's the quality that matters on the field.
And also the mindset to never give up, because we saw the previous game, at least Super Sun defense went to sleep after they conceded the second and third goals, as Java Lane here trying to play in Revin Kumar. Malaka Pereira, I beg your pardon.
This is one area I think Javelin can capitalize, because Sanut Samira in the centre back is not the quickest, and Navin Jude and Malaka Pereira have the pace.
Sanot Samir also coming back from ACL injury, so we are not sure as to how ready he is. This will be a good test for his match fitness. Rizkan goes over to take Java Lane's first corner. And that was a surprise play. Indriva Udar stopping it on the goal line as it's whipped in, but comfortable height for Sanka Viraj. Aleem goes wide to Abdullah. Weighs up his options, lobs it in, and once again Asanka Viraj coming on top under pressure from Naveen Jude.
I think crosses like that not gonna hurt Asanka Viraj that much. Comfortable heights close to him, and Abdullah should get his crosses more fluently closer to his attacking players. Saunders now trying to mount an attack through Krishanta Besekara. So in the early parts of the game, I feel Javelin a little bit composed than Saunders on the ball.
Just as you say, that nearly given away, as Java Lane though have it back and are building, but I have to agree with you, Java Lane have looked better in possession. Here's Abdullah. Back to Aleem. Java Lane yet to score in this year's Dialog Champions League, as that through ball to Krishanta Besekara. Farood back to Rajavansa.
It's good to see Javelin not panicking and trying to run with the ball. However, they keep losing position after stringing a couple of passes, which they need to eradicate if they want to take control of this midfield.
Trivudara switches out to right back, but well defended by Lakmal Pereira. Long throw coming in. And referee spots an infringement in the box. Free kick to Java Lane.
Off your screens, you can you'll see that Javelin coach giving the instruction to Abdullah to have his cross more lower, and the couple of crosses he had was easy for the goalkeeper, as Viraj rushes out and clears that.
Offside. It's Niresh on that occasion, the guilty party. crowd is quite silent, tentative. As, both teams try to conjure up the first chance of the game. As here comes Javalen, Lakmal Pereira tries to pick out his forward. Sanot Samira deals with the danger brilliantly, dribbles away with it. Indriva Udara. Here's Rizkan. Malaka Pereira. Rizkan from range. Good effort. Wasn't the easiest chance, but he was able to get some power and direction behind it. However, just over the bar.
Yeah, you can see Malaka Pereira was trying to look for a partner in attack. He had to go back to the midfield of Rizkan. You hardly see any runs made by the forwards to support Malaka.
Foul called on Malaka Pereira. Saunders get the ball rolling again. Here's it's Dilshan. Beg your pardon, Rangana. He's lost out as Rizkan. He's played Naveen Jood through. But good covering by the centre back. Sanot Samira fouled by Abdullah. Unintentional. Accidentally clipping the former Saunders skipper, who many won't recognize without his long hair. Aleem can't pick out Abdullah as Sanot Samira chests it down. Chamud Dilshan, Krishanta Besekara.
I think Sundar Raj Niresh did well to draw the foul. He knew where the defender was and he was going to go for the ball. He screened himself. Look, Saunders are missing the service of Kasun Jaisuri up front. Krishanta Besekara, his link man, not finding the same with the others.
Sanot Samira from range, he certainly hit it well, but got no direction on it whatsoever. Well wide of the goal.
We are 15 minutes gone. The game still hasn't lightened up as we were expecting. Both teams being cautious.
Udara. They get a cross in, lovely run, and good piece of defensive work once again by Lakmal Pereira. It's been one of their best defenders, Java Lane, for a while. Farud Faiz at Malaka Pereira is offside.
I think he made the dummy run and he wanted the ball to Mohammad Abdullah. Instead, he got picked up and he was in an offside position. And here's Naveen Jood almost. However, Sanod read that ball pretty well.
Long ball from the keeper, but it's only going to be returned to Saunders. Asanka Viraj. Zip through to Nipuna. Referee playing advantage. Navin Jude giving it away carelessly to Udara. Here's Niresh. Krishanta Besekara. Still with Saunders. Good position here. To Nipuna. Lovely overlapping run by the right back, and he's crossed it in, and it's a header home. But all the hard work done by the right back, Shamod Dilshan, opens the scoring for Saunders.
Yeah, that's Mohammad Nalim, who's on the right back. Expertly got the ball into the right area for Chamod Dilshan to attack and head home. Against the run of play, it's Saunders who take the lead.
But just prior to that goal, Saunders had a good spell of possession, it must be said. They were patient, and great overlapping run by Nalim led to that comfortable opportunity for the big man to head home. Malaka Pereira, it's too much on that for Navin Jude to chase down.
Last week he was very disappointing. Chamod Dilshan in front of goal. The FA Cup missed absolute sitters. Lucky for Saunders, he got his scoring boots today. First attempt, he headed home, and this could settle the nerves of Saunders, and it's Javelin who need to chase the game.
Still a long time left in this game, so Javelin need not needlessly panic. So fizzed in by Chamod Dilshan, and second ball headed over by Krishanta Besekara. This is Rizkan driving Javelin forward, trying to play in Malaka Pereira, but Nalim once again quick to the ball. Drivudara, wayward pass, was out for a throw.
I think the style of play of Javelin has helped Saunders, as the build-up play is very slow. Gives time for the Saunders defense to regroup at the back. And once again you see the right wing for Javelin very much slow in getting rid of the ball. Ravin Kumar.
Crossed in, headed away by Sanot Samira. Run down the line by Krishanta Besekara. And wide from Niresh.
Yeah. I'm sure Niresh was trying something from what he had bought from the school. He's a goalkeeper in the college. He's in the opponent goal, so we will be knowing all about him. As Mohammad Abdullah is caught offside.
Aimlessly played forward.
Javelin using the right wing pretty much at every opportunity.
Yes, Mohammad Abdullah is a pacey player. Rizkan threads that one through to Malaka Pereira, but he just can't poke it home. Asanka Viraj was well beaten, but he did well to come out and put him under some pressure.
Yeah, he got the exact correct idea. Malaga Pereira just not hitting the target. He did all the hard work of making the run, not being offside. Unfortunately for him, it just wide. Saunders will be relieved. It's been Javelin's game so far. Saunders had a good patch of play where they scored. Other than that, we haven't seen much of Saunders attacking or even keeping possession.
They are a bit rushed when they get the ball, trying to force things to happen, which has resulted in a lot of turnovers as Alim puts the ball in. Sanoj Samira gets it away. Malaka Pereira is cross defended by Sanoj Samira. Nalim gets it clear only as far as Rizkan, who whips it in all the way through to Asanka Viraj.
Now Chamod Dilshan finds Krishan Tabesekar on the left wing. Gets the return ball. Not able to control as Ashfaq Ayub restarts. Here's Francis finding Malaga Pereira. Navin Jude waiting for the run. And that attack also covered by the Saunders defense.
Shanta Besekara from range can't get any power behind his shot. Samira back to Chanagaranga. Here's Indriva Udara, and it's been taken out. Poor tackle by Revin Kumar. Long ball in. Ayub had to stretch, but caught it in the end. Was decisive, came out and gathered. Sanoj Samira making a bit of a mess of the header, as that's a poor back header. And Naveen Jude has been taken out by Asanka Viraj. Big decision for the referee here. And he's only given a free kick. No, the yellow card is out, and Asanka Viraj is the first player to go into the book.
I think he was lucky there. His defender covered him up. If not, that could have been a red card, being the last player in line. And just outside the box.
Maybe also Naveen Jude wasn't heading directly towards goal. He was slightly wide, heading away. But certainly it all came from that poor back header from Eranga, putting his goalkeeper in a spot of bother, who came out and had Alim is over it. Is likely to be the favoured candidate. Also there is Mohammad Abdullah. And it is Abdullah who takes it and plays it over.
I think the angle and the distance, the free kick of that sort shouldn't have been. As they wasted a good opportunity. That's a hand in the back, so Saunders gets a free kick. Once again, Saunders slowly building up. Break for Javelin. Navin Jod. Surely in offside position. As I'm now joined by Dinet in the com box.
Thank you, Irshad. Thus far, Javelin has been having control of the ball. Saunders with less possession, but however, Saunders scoring the first goal this evening.
As once again, Krishant tries to send in a cross, looking for Sundarraj Niresh. Once again, Malaka Pereira looking for support himself as three Saunders defenders come around. Uriz Khan looking for Alim. Ravin Kumar losing position over there. And this could be a real difficult situation for Javelin. But they come out with it. Yes.
One thing I've noticed with both teams is each and every individual player seems to have gone to the ball for a little too much time.
Appeal for a handball, which referee says you're exactly right. I think they are taking that extra touch, which is slowing down the flow of the game, as well as giving time for the defenders to cover themselves.
The previous match this evening, Colombo, one tactical move they made was they played a touch and pass game where they spread it out both the offense and defense evenly and capitalized to score 8 goals and claim the victory. That is how a beautiful game of football is supposed to be played. I believe you have to be able to read your defense, the opposing defense, and thus make your frontline moves.
I think the opponent also helped them in a way. They forgot to play football, Supasan. And this game will not be the same as Javelin would give a good account of themselves. As Indri Vaudar tries from long.
I agree. Both Saunders and Javelin have quite a few young as well as talented raw power backing them up. The tempo almost even on both ends.
Yes, once again, Krishant Abhisegar looks to orchestrate in the midfield. Oh, here's Alim. Too heavy. He's looking for Malaka Pereira. Easy collection for Asanka Viraj.
You see, this is where a touch pass would have been advantageous for this team. They continue to move the ball further, whereas they could have made a proper pass while an opening was there for Javelin. However, unable to capitalize on that run. It's Saunders with the ball. Bit of hesitation there.
Yeah, Krishant Abhisegar was looking for options. He tried to look for Sundarraj Niresh, who just heads wide. You're right, Dinet. I think Javelin are rushing a bit when they get the ball. They need to be more composed, keep the ball, wait for the midfielders to join in the attack instead of going one-on-one or 2 against 3.
But one thing I really like about the Javelin team, Irshad, is how they mark their men. When the ball arrives at a certain offensive player, almost 3 players gather around them, giving him no openers or no free kicks.
I think that's where they are caught up in attack. They are concentrating on the defense. So the attacking is left for the 3 forwards and 1 from the midfield. As once again you see Malaka Pereira not having much support, gives the ball away. And this time Saunders doing the same, giving the ball away.
Time is honestly of the essence because we've just started up the game. It's only been a few minutes into the game. This is where you're fresh. This is where you have that power. This is where you can capitalize when it comes to goal scoring opportunities. So you might not want to let it flounder around by just moving the ball carelessly.
I mean, that's what's been happening. We've seen a lot of missed passes and misdirected passes. Even the goal came in, you know, the left back of Javelin was missing in his position as Nalim crossed in. As once again Indriva curls one in. As Lakmal Pereira clips it away for another corner. This time around it's going to be Krishant Abesekar who's going to take the corner kick. Once again that's Chamod Dilshan. And the Javelin keeper, not the biggest lad, will be under pressure with the height of Chamod Dilshan and Mohammad Nalim.
The third corner attempt for Saunders. However, the defense of Javelin manages to keep the ball away from the goal and away from the goalie coming under any tension.
Yeah, all 3 corners have been the in-swingers. Would they go for a different option? Let's say on this 4th. Sundar Raj Niresh attempting from far, managing to scuff it as Ashfaq Ayub restarts from the back. That's really poor from Lakmal Pereira.
It's as if both teams have stepped into a tunnel without a torch, no proper plan, no proper guidance, just flinging the ball about throughout the field. Don't you agree there, Irshad?
Indeed, I don't see a game plan from either of the team. As Farood goes in the books. It looks like it's like a kick and run game rather than a passing game.
I agree, and that foul there beautifully solved by the Saunders player. A yellow card pulled out by the ref. Good save by the Javelin goalie there. Volley up front. Saunders still with possession.
Now here's Abdullah trying to look for his gun. Can he get to the end of it? I'm sure he fouled.
You see, this is where smart passes matter rather than passing it forward. He had a quite good opener when it comes to midfield as well as the right end. You got to see those opportunities in which you can make the moves you need, the accurate moves you need.
Yeah, the decision making, picking up the wrong option all the time needs to be curtailed if Javelin wants to get into the score sheet. As Malaka Pereira taking a hit from outside the box, taking a deflection into a corner. That would have troubled Asanka Viraj if it hadn't taken the deflection.
It's as if the goal is immune to Java lane. They've been making quite a few good attempts, but when it comes down to accuracy, they seem to be below par this evening.
And also, you notice there is no height from Javelin inside that penalty box when a corner is taken. Their forward players not able to out-jump Saunders' defense. They needed Francis and Alim to be in the box.
I agree with you, Irshad, when it comes down to height, talent and IQ. Both teams seem to be up on equal grounds. So they've got to find slight kinks that could give either of the team an advantage over one another.
I think you're right. Saunders did take that advantage with Chamod Dilshan's height, getting that first goal. He climbed easily above the defender and the goalkeeper to head it in. As Krishanta tries to switch play. And here's an opportunity for Saunders. Can they convert? Across the face of goal.
That was just a lethargic play there.
Chandrasekhara went for goal.
Saunders, right wing man, unable to read it. I believe he was tired after that long run he had to attempt, thus just kicking it about. You see, you have to be consistent when it comes to an offensive play. You have to see it through. It's not only about controlling the ball and moving it forward. It's about that finish, that last bit of magical touch, the extra that's going to put you forward.
Yeah, as we come into the last 5 minutes of this first half, it's not been the most clinical of games. As wow, Sundarraj Niresh from close range hits the volley over the crossbar. That should have been 2-0 just before the break. That would have been ideal for Saunders. As I mentioned, this has not been a clinical of games. Not too many open chances except for that. And
this is where Saunders actually took advantage here. As I mentioned, it's those few gaps that you have to be able to read and capitalize on. And that's exactly what Saunders did. With just a couple of minutes down on the first half of the game, the Java lane players seem to be a little unhappy about the way they've controlled the game thus far. Looking to make a fast pitch comeback.
I mean, they're still down 1-0 going into the half time. And I'm sure the team talk would be to speed up the game, as their midfield seems to be slow in getting the balls to the forwards. Rizkan turning the ball too many times, taking too many touches.
I agree, Irshad. This is probably the magical few minutes because you don't know who comes out after the end of the first half of the game. As we witnessed in the last match, Super Suns is completely different after the halftime break we've had. The way you talk with your players, the way information is passed around will play a crucial factor. Thus, if you are able to make your move during these last few minutes, it could be the game changer. Beautifully read by the fence there.
Yeah, excellent hit by Krishant Abhisekara, but straight to Ashfaq Ayub. Fumbles a bit, recovers well. Time and time again, we have seen Krishant taking those shots, hitting the target. That's excellent play as Navin Jude. Sanad Samira, well defended with all his experience. Exactly knew what Navin Jude was trying to do.
This is where experience comes into play. Javelin manages to bring the ball up front, but the other two front linesmen unable to help him out, unable to create openings for one another. No coordination between the front linesmen of Javelin.
Yeah, it looks like Javelin are playing with 3 teams, defenders, midfielders and forwards separately. They need to link up if they have to, if they are going to trouble Saunders. Once again, Rizkan trying a long ball.
Saunders seems to be playing quite a calm and cool game, just moving the ball about, not taking too much trouble in scoring or troubling themselves with defense, moving the ball about, creating trouble for Javelin, frustrating the players and making them move about the pitch.
I think that's what Saunders are doing. They are frustrating Javelin. They are letting them play. However, when it comes to the crunch areas, they are coming in and blocking them. As once again, Ravin Kumar in an offside position. Yeah, as you mentioned, Saunders are slowing the pace. They are leading 1-0. They know it's going to be half time very soon.
It's as if they're waiting for the whistle to blow. But Javelin, however, keeping a bit of the fast-paced game going on. Active play on the pitch from Javelin, and
I think referee sees a handball from Sanat Zamira. He is really not happy.
he claims that it's a bad call by the referee.
I'm sure the referee was in a good position to see that. And an experienced referee he being, little would disagree with him. This is the exact position Javelin got a free kick previously, which was wasted by Abdullah. Let's see if Alim this time. A similar result over the crossbar. Chamod Dilshan and Indri finding Shanta. Sundar Raj Niresh at the end of it, not able to wrap his foot around.
The way I saw it, I don't think that was a planned play there. I guess Saunders was just moving the ball about and somehow saw an opening. The crowd got wild and they decided to make a move on that one, which ended up moving away from the goal rather than in. Javelin with the ball once again, trying to make a move.
No, he has now injured with an opportunity to level. I'm sure that's a penalty, and I'm sure the goalkeeper is going to be sent off. His second yellow card. Foul on the same player twice. Once outside the box, one inside the box. And referee Rubesh correct in his decision. And just before the break, this is the break Javelin needed to level things.
From the start of the game, the goalie of Saunders has been one to put up a challenge for the offense of Javelin. Saunders goalie used his body as well as his power to obtain possession of the ball. However, called out for a yellow card previously. He's now called out of the field with a red card. Very accurate decision by the experienced referees this evening. Saunders not happy about that play. The javelin skipper somehow seems to be injured as he's not stepped up yet. I thought he was selling the foul at first, but seems as if he's actually taken quite some damage.
Yeah, as now Saunders sacrifices Chandrasekhara to get in there. Second goalkeeper, Salita Tilagasiri. His first job will be to face this penalty from javelin.
This is not where a goalie would like to see himself in, a situation that is unexpected and unwanted. Goalkeeper would like to start off a slow-paced game where he'd actually read the players and get warmed up and maybe shake off the starting jitters, but the fresh goalie for Saunders takes on a penalty just as soon as he stepped onto the pitch.
And it's going to be Malaka Pereira who's going to take this.
Will this be the capitalizer for Java Lane? The goal they've been looking for thus far. And he connects. Java Lane scoring a beautiful goal on that penalty.
Yeah, as referee calls half-time on the game, it's level at 1-1 between Saunders Sport Club and Java Lane SC in this Dialog Champions League Week 3 encounter live from Sugatdasa Stadium.
This is www.thepapare.com live and exclusive footage. Join us once again after this short commercial break.
ThePapare.com කරපු සංකල්පය ලංකාවේ ක්‍රීඩක ක්‍රීඩිකාවන්ට ඉතාම ධෛර්යයක්. ඔවුන්ගේ අදහස් ක්‍රීඩා තොරතුරු ඊට අමතරව ශ්‍රී ලංකිකෙක් වශයෙන් මට ආඩම්බර විය හැකි මේ අලුත් සංකල්ප ක්‍රීඩා ලෝකයට ගෙනීම ගැන මම ඇත්තටම papare.com එකට ස්තුතිවන්ත වෙනවා.
நேர නේරඩි ඔලිබරපු යාල්පානතිල
මාතර කොටවිල ගම්පියසට ඇවිල්ලා තියෙනවා.
සිද්ධාස
ඇඩ්මොරටුව පියගම මහින්ද රාජපක්ෂ ක්‍රීඩාංගණය.
කිලක්කු මාහාන
Sugaddas Indoor Stadium
is the Fox Hill Supercross.
කුරුණෑගල සිටි ඇතුගල් පුරවරය
papare.com අපි අද ඇවිල්ලා ඉන්නේ නෝරෙලිය ප්‍රදේශයේ.
Final showdown Candy Sports Club.
පොරනරුව ජාතික සංකීර්ණයේ සිට
Huge amount of cricket fans out there. They look at things in so much detail. They demand detail much more than we have a video analyst for us. These guys want even more detail when it comes to reading about the game and understanding. So I think the ThePapare.com provides all of that beautifully. So congratulations and well done to the ThePapare.com, because for people like me and for millions of other cricket fans around the world.
නේරඩි ඔලිබරපු යාල්පානතිල
මාතර කොටවිල ගම්පියසට ඇවිල්ලා තියෙනවා.
සිද්ධාස
ඇඩ්මොරටුව පියගම මහින්ද රාජපක්ෂ ක්‍රීඩාංගණය.
කිලක්කු මාහාන
Sugaddas Indoor Stadium
Is the Fox Hill Supercross.
කුරුණෑගල සිටි ඇතුගල් පුරවරය
papare.com අපි අද ඇවිල්ලා ඉන්නේ නෝරෙලිය ප්‍රදේශයේ.
Final showdown Candy Sports Club.
පොරනරුව ජාතික සංකීර්ණයේ සිට
ක්‍රීඩා පුවත් සිංහලෙන් www.thepapare.com වෙබ් අඩවියට පිවිසලා සිංහල භාෂාව තෝරාගන්න. ක්‍රිකට්, රග්බි, පාපන්දු, වොලිබෝල්, මලල ක්‍රීඩා, පැසිපන්දු විතරක් නෙමෙයි වෙනත් ක්‍රීඩා සහ විශේෂාංග ලිපි උනත් The Papare සිංහල තුලින්. ඇයි අපේ වීඩියෝ පිටුව ක්‍රීඩාව හා සම්බන්ධ දහසකුත් එකක් වීඩියෝ, සම්මුඛ සාකච්ඡා. ඒ වගේම ඇසිදිසි, රග්බි පිටිය, පිටියේ කතා, ස්පෝර්ට්ස් මසාලා වගේ සතිපතා ජනප්‍රිය විශේෂාංග නරඹන්න. ඔබේ පරිගණකයෙන් ටැබ් එකෙන් එහෙමත් නැත්නම් ස්මාර්ට්ෆෝන් එකෙන් ලබා ගන්න ඔබට ලේසියෙන්ම පුළුවන්. The Papare සිංහල ක්‍රීඩා පුවත් ඩිජිටලීකරණය.
නේරඩි ඔලිබරපු යාල්පානතිල
මාතර කොටවිල ගම්පියසට ඇවිල්ලා තියෙනවා.
සිද්ධාස
ඇඩ්මොරටුව පියගම මහින්ද රාජපක්ෂ ක්‍රීඩාංගණය.
කිලක්කු මාහාන
Sugaddas Indoor Stadium
Is the Fox Hill Supercross.
කුරුණෑගල සිටි ඇතුගල් පුරවරය
papare.com අපි අද ඇවිල්ලා ඉන්නේ නෝරෙලිය ප්‍රදේශයේ.
Final showdown Candy Sports Club.
පොරනරුව ජාතික සංකීර්ණයේ සිට
ThePapare.com කරපු සංකල්පය ලංකාවේ ක්‍රීඩක ක්‍රීඩිකාවන්ට ඉතාම ධෛර්යයක්. ඔවුන්ගේ අදහස් ක්‍රීඩා තොරතුරු ඊට අමතරව ශ්‍රී ලංකිකෙක් වශයෙන් මට ආඩම්බර විය හැකි මේ අලුත් සංකල්ප ක්‍රීඩා ලෝකයට ගෙනීම ගැන මම ඇත්තටම papare.com එකට ස්තුතිවන්ත වෙනවා.
நேரடி ஒளிபரப்பு யாழ்ப்பாணத்தில்
මාතර කොටවිල ගම්පියසට ඇවිල්ලා තියෙනවා.
සිරිතදාස
ඇට් මොරටුව පියගම මහින්ද රාජපක්ෂ ක්‍රීඩාංගණය.
கிழக்கு மாகாணம்
සුගතදාස ඉන්ඩෝ ස්ටේඩියම්
is the Fox Hill Supercross.
කුරුණෑගල සිටි ඇතුගල් පුරවරය
papare.com අපි අද ඇවිල්ලා ඉන්නේ නුවරඑළිය ප්‍රදේශයට.
Final showdown Candy Sports Club.
පොළොන්නරුව ජාතික සංකීර්ණයේ සිට
Huge amount of cricket fans out there. They look at things in so much detail. They demand detail much more than we have a video analyst for us. Incredible. These guys want even more detail when it comes to reading about the game and understanding. So I think the ThePapare.com provides all of that beautifully. So congratulations and well done to the ThePapare.com, because for people like me and for millions of other cricket fans around the world.
A very good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the www.thepapare.com live and exclusive footage of the Champions League tournament. We are the third week in, and this is the game between Saunders and Javelin. Saunders scoring the first goal this evening, which was matched up by a late goal by Javelin by the end of the first half of the game. We've seen both teams controlling the pitch beautifully, good coordination, but one thing that was lacking was how they moved on. The players' IQ seems to be lacking throughout, but I guess by the end of the first half, the coaches had a few words with the boys, got them down to a certain plan, and we'll be looking forward to a better game during the first half. Joining me on the commentary box is Irshad. Welcome, Irshad.
Thanks, Dinet. It will be interesting to see Saunders down to 10, and they seems to be making another change. Yeah, so they have pulled out Priyadarshana, number 16, who they have brought in, and like I said, yeah, playing with 10 men, another 45 minutes. It's gonna test Saunders. Let's see how they manage.
Javelin starting off the game quite fast, not giving Saunders any opportunity. I'm not sure if that was a tactic the coach intended by the start of the second half.
They are a man up, so I'm sure they have one extra leg to penetrate the Saunders half. As Malaka Pereira.
That was genuinely a bad decision by the goalkeeper during the first half of the game. The Saunders goalie. which brought down the Saunders players to 10 men on the pitch. Javelin on a direct advantageous route here.
And there was hardly anything much the Virat Silva could have done. He was one-on-one with the forward. Navin Jod beat him. All ends up. He just had to pull him down, taking a chance just to see if the referee misses it. Unfortunately, Rubesh doing the right thing as Javelin through Abdullah. Another poor pass. Now Rizkan attempts from long, hits the crossbar, and the rebound to Malaka Pereira. He heads away. That's a super strike from Mohammad Rizkan from the midfield. Unfortunately, the crossbar coming in to save Saunders.
It was a slow-paced Javelin team that went out during the first half, but a fast-paced one that came out, creating a few good openers. Javelin front one, another attempt, not having enough power or the edge there.
I think this is where Javelin need to be a bit more composed. They know they're having an extra man's advantage. They should use it, try to maneuver the ball rather than kick and try from distance. They need to utilize the extra man from the wings.
I agree, Irshad. This is where passes actually come into play. Rather than going all out single-handedly, it's better to look at your men and work in coordination. Even when it comes down to the Saunders offense, one thing they have is their eyes are on the ball rather than over the field and looking to make connection with their teammates. Javelin in control of the ball once again. The skipper there had to actually request a player to come help him there because he did not see any openings. I mean, this is not something you can actually have during a game of this caliber. You need to be in coordination. You need to be on top par.
Yeah, Javelin can afford to defend with 3. And Ravin Kumar can make those runs in the wing, creating that extra man. On that occasion, he was flat-footed, not going in, and he had to be yelled to support Abdullah. Once again, Farood trying to thread a ball to Abdullah. And this time, clumsy. As Indriva Udara is brought down. Apparently, that penalty is the first goal Javelin has scored in this year's Dialog Champions League. So, one monkey off the back. Can they get their first 3 points of the season? They still got another 40 minutes to get it sorted. That's Francis shielding and screening it away for a goal kick. Samira reads the play well as Javelin trying to mount another attack. Rizkan getting the ball to Ravin Kumar. That's poor clearance from Mohammad Nalim, and a shot comes through. Navin Jod attempting from long. That was Mohammad Nalim's poor clearance which helped Javelin.
One thing Javelin is not looking into is creating open spaces for them to score. They wait till the pitch is saturated and then decide to make their move, which I don't think is the wisest way to proceed. with trying to score. A corner for Javelin, beautifully curved, saved by the Saunders goalie.
Yeah, Salita knew exactly what Rizkan was trying. A flat kick. Now, Alim not able to control that. If he had, could have taken a shot at goal. As Samira takes a hit.
I don't believe there's a lot of experience backing up the new goalie when it comes down to Saunders. Because you can sense a bit of fear when it comes to his body language. You notice the jitter still in him has not left, even though we've moved on to a couple of minutes during the second half. As soon as he stepped in, he was surprised with a penalty, which might have been a hit by a bat on his head.
I think that's the difference with an outfield player coming in as a sub and a goalkeeper coming in as a sub. It's always for an injury of a goalkeeper or a situation where the opponents are in full control, as we saw even in the first game. Supersan changing the goalkeeper after conceding 4 goals, so that plays in the mind of the goalkeeper. Even now he came in, as you said, he has to face the penalty. Then he didn't have much time and he straight away head to half time. Now he has come back, he has to restart his engines.
See, this is where Javelin can make a move, but sadly, clear opener there. Single-handedly blocked that one out.
Surely Salita Tilakasiri has come to his sense with that save. It's a brilliant right hand to keep Rizkan away.
Maybe we were wrong about the Saunders goalkeeper because he seems to be putting up quite a good performance here. I mean, that was a very accurate single-handed blowout.
I guess his engines are started now. As once again, Javelin should have kept the ball in play as they are in the ascendancy rather than trying to get a throw in. As another cross comes in and cut back, Navin Jude. Francis straight to the goalkeeper. Oh, hits the defender. Malaga Pereira should have scored over there. That was a clear opportunity.
Here's the thing, Irshad, just because you get the ball, you cannot strike at it. You've got to read the defense and then make your move. But what we've seen Javelin do is they step in bound, and as soon as the ball arrives, they try to make a goal-scoring attempt. A slight bit of selfishness by the players here, I believe.
Finally, you see Krishant Abesekara and Saunders getting a run in the opponent's half. As Indriva Udara takes a shot. That's an excellent shot. That's a cracker of a goal from Indira Udara. Out of nowhere, Saunders gets the second goal. It should have been Javelin who should be leading 2-1, but it's Saunders through Indira Udara.
That is what you call beautifully reading on to the defense. Saunders capitalizing on the weak defense by Javelin there, creating an opener, a stunning goal out of nowhere. And there's Javelin controlling the ball once again, looking to maybe turn the table towards themselves once again.
Has been a great second half. Javelin controlling the game with the 10-man advantage. And there you go, Saunders surprised with a superb strike and going on top again. And there you go, it's 2-2, an own goal. It did not take that long for Javelin to find that second goal. Unfortunate incident. The most experienced player for Saunders had to score that own goal. Well, he did not have much of a choice. Few yards away from the goal, and he had to clear the ball. Well, that's what it's all about. Football is a game that you cannot predict what will happen at which minute. They just scored, and at the restart, there you go. It's 2-2.
A bit of life all over the pitch as well as in the crowd. Javelin answering back with a mishap that turned down to their advantage. 2 goals each as we move on to the next couple of minutes. Saunders in control of the ball.
It's a very good game for a Sunday late kickoff at the Sugadda Stadium. Javelin and Saunders, a very good atmosphere on field and off field. Even though Saunders with 10 men, they are not sitting back and defending, try to hold on to their lead. They're going with their numbers and they're developing attack and they're trying to win this game. And they have the experience and they have the young blood to do that. And that's very good to see how Saunders is approaching this game. Javelin need to keep their composure, even though they have a man advantage. That will not only help them, they still need to play football. And there you go, that's a clear, so unfortunate. The play is coming with the ball and Javelin, 2 strikers being on an offside position and not trying to come back. And here we go, Abdullah, can he deliver another great ball? Javelin just need numbers in the box to be a pain to the Saunders defense.
You see, they had an opener there, but he hesitated. He moved the ball slowly, something you cannot do.
Yeah, on a situation like that, when you have the ball and your defenders are coming back, you just need to put your pace and try to go at them. And you never know once you get into the penalty box. One missed tackle, another penalty. You need to take these chances.
I agree, and the front linesmen have to work in coordination, move, help one another and support them if they're willing to score further goals.
Easy option would have been heading the ball, but then again nowadays everybody wants to go for that flamboyant finish and try to make a name for themselves. Javelin do have a very young side versus Saunders experience versus youth. I think this would be the key factor in this game. And what's nice to see is even though it's a one-man shot for Saunders, we have a well-placed game. It's not just one side. Both teams are playing football. Both teams are going for the attack and creating chances.
Equal in talent as well as agility. 2 teams with both young and experienced players. And a couple of new imports for Javelin seem to be adding that extra punch they've needed.
It would have been a nice option for Niresh to give the ball to the wingman and move and try to get across in rather than trying to do something by his own. This is what you want to see. Football like this in Sri Lanka. A very good game. 2 teams playing some great football, great pose, great attacks and counter progress. And a good crowd to watch the game as well. Lovely ball again, and he needs support. He needs support. Abdullah needs to move. He cannot just ball watch. I think this is what's lacking from Javelin. They're getting into that good position, but the support play has not been there. They're just relying on one player, get the ball and do something.
I agree. From the start of the game, we have seen Javelin more focused and concentrated on the defense rather than moving into the offense. The front linesmen have to be more active and vigilant if they want to make those game-changing moves, especially considering both teams are equal when it comes to their stats. They need to find that one opener, support one another and create that goal opportunity.
Here we go, another through ball, but then again it had too much on it. It's also interesting to see how the coaches will approach the game. Sumit Walpula, an experienced coach, versus Maxi, who is in the coaching scene now. Saunders back again, trying to develop an attack here. Good ball. Niresh. This is what you need to see. Put that ball in that box and let your defenders work. Lovely ball, but he has too much. And the keeper had a good composure in tackling. Did not rush. Again, see Javelin just letting the defender take the ball out. They should be pressing him high and being a bit more fast. 3 Javelin players versus 1 defender.
Javelin still continues to fail to use that extra man to their advantage. I mean, instead of 3 front lines, when you can have 4 and capitalize on that, but yet Javelin fails to see this gameplay that they could be making, and Saunders not making it things any easier for Javelin, putting up a massive fight with 10 men backing them up. Beautiful curve ball there, a little too much, but Saunders continues to keep possession of the ball. Good hustle play there.
Unwanted foul by Francis. The player was going nowhere. He's almost on the edge of the ball, edge of the goal line. Francis could have just stood his ground. Unwanted free kick. Now they need to handle this free kick burden. I mean, we saw this in the previous game. Unwanted fouls cause games. This is an evenly poised game. Sounders are not playing for a draw or trying to hold on anything. They just want to go and get that 3rd goal and win the game. And Javelin have to work every bit, even though they have a 1-man advantage. Nivan Rubesh controlling the goal area, pushing and shoving between defenders and attackers. A lovely ball, poised up, goal! There you go. That's what you call a curse. You give an unwanted free kick and now you have conceded a goal. There's no one to blame themselves. Unwanted free kick, conceded, a good ball into the box. Defenders couldn't clear it. And a well finished by the defender from Saunders.
I genuinely loved how the Saunders offense played that goal there.
And now it's catch-up game again for Javelin. Javelin has so much of young blood and pace and experience to go with that, but unfortunately they have to play catch-up game.
The Javelin coach on his toes, directing them to make a smart play there, to create a comeback and get their name back on top.
Players like Abdullah, Ali and Francis really need to step up for Javelin to get their side composed and play well. There's nothing between the 2 teams. They are conceding unwanted goal scoring opportunity chances and the other is just grabbing onto it.
I agree, my friend. It's a few mistakes that both teams are using to their advantage.
Still, there is plenty of time to play.
Instead of creating opportunities, it's as if opportunities have been given to each and every goal scoring attempt for either of these teams.
Javelin have so many young players and they should really use their stamina to move around rather than the ball coming to them. They need to go for it. They need to be a burden for the Sounders defense. Right now, the Sounders are very well organized with their defense line. See, this is where Abdullah needs to come, get that ball, give it, now use his pace, go. Lovely ball. He uses his hand. And the referee, Nivan Rubesh, is quick to the scene and he has spotted it. And that's a free kick against Javelin. And he also wins himself an unwanted yellow card.
I believe that was a desperate play there by Javelin. They knew they had to make a comeback, thus they tried creating opportunity wherever they saw it, causing a fumble there and a yellow card pulled out.
And what's interesting is every time Javelin puts a ball in, Sounders are being tested. And I think this is something that they really need to do. keep on doing it again and again.
Javelin does seem to be bringing down some pressure for the Saunders offense as well as defense. There goes Saunders, capitalizing once again.
Well, everybody got so excited. It's not a goal. Goal kick is given. Again, what's interesting is there were so many Javelin defenders and it was only Sundara Niresh. And how did he manage to get that ball into the goal?
I believe that's how they open it up. Javelin is spreaded out and not focused on proper defense, proper coordinated defense, thus giving goal scoring opportunities for Saunders. Saunders down with 10 men, still put up a fight that Javelin cannot back up with.
And we say that from one side and the other side there is a goalkeeper and the defender communication error, concedes another goal. And Javelin has been very good in delivering the corner. And they have one tall player, Francis. I think it's a commentator's curse. I just said they've been delivering very good ball. And that's a very bad free kick. Abdullah should try to use Francis in all these corner kicks. He's the tallest player in the box.
Saunders player selling it very well there.
Yep, they are not in any hurry, and come on, they don't need to be. They are leading, they can kill the time.
This is a game where Javelin can really control the pace, especially considering the fact that they're one man up.
This is where experience from a coach also need to come into play. How we need to be tactically changing. I think that is lacking from Maxi, as we saw in the previous game, how Rumi changed things around during the half time. And Sumit Malpola, he did not panic at all, even though he has to lose his main goalkeeper and come into 10 men. He made tactical changes and they are sticking to their game plan.
Max, even though he is a new coach to this league, he has been a veteran coach with a lot of experience backing up, especially from his school days.
See, nobody's pressing for that ball. Come on, you just have a man ahead and you're a goal down. Go try to win a ball at each of the pitch and then try to create something.
I believe there would have been more power and more activeness if this was a knockout tournament rather than a league type of tournament, because I don't see that passion and drive when it comes down to these players. They're not capitalizing on those opportunities or have that built up fire in themselves.
Yeah, but that being said, come on, Javelin has a man ahead and just a goal down and everything to play for. And this could be a very good opportunity for them to win the game with a one-man shot from Saunders. If they're not going to capitalize on a chance like this in a professional league, Sri Lanka's top league and a top club is not going to do that. It has to be just a disgrace for the club and for the tournament.
That was a big time attempt by the Saunders offense, but a little too much there. That was a flimsy flop by the Javelin front linesman.
It would have been much easier for Navin Jude to stop and play rather than trying to do something fancy. They are in need of a goal and they cannot lose a ball position like this at good situations. Again.
As you mentioned, this young blood choose to go for flamboyant moves rather than sticking into the basics, but it's the basics that will actually save you and give you that advantage.
Very good tackle. Full contact to the ball. At last, Abdullah did use what he can do. Dribbling around the defense, trying to be a nuisance. This is what he needs to do more. Because Saunders, they do not have such young feet in defense. To stop a player, you never know. The late challenge and the trip could win you a penalty. Seems like tired and heavy legs for Saunders.
I believe this is a slight break. Both teams need to maybe get freshened up and get back into the game to clear off their mind and maybe stick to a tactical play rather than just fumbling the ball around.
And they can always, you know, eat and kill the time. The assistant coach, Manjula, really giving it back to the player. Come on, we just need you on the pitch and we need you to be up there to get through this game. It really comes to how much of commitment every player puts in. Yes, it's a league and there are so many other games to play, but every match is important.
I agree, you can't be half-hearted even though this might be a simple match, and each player has to put in almost equal effort when it comes down to the teamwork. A good cross there, but the Saunders defense reads it well. An interception.
Again, the ball being fed to Abdullah, and Saunders have not been able to block this at all.
I believe they're sticking to a very primal play there.
Yep, it looks very one-dimensional because they get the ball, give it to Abdullah, Abdullah crosses in, and that's been the only approach. And Saunders, knowing that they have not tried to do anything, they're just flooding defenders to the center. And I love the way Sundar Adniresh has been given his commitment to the game. He's playing front, defensive, midfield. He's everywhere on the pitch. This is the courage and commitment that you need from the Javelin young players as well.
I agree, it's not always about shining on the offensive end, but putting in your efforts when it comes down to defense. Abdullah with the ball once again, driving it forward. Will this be a capitalizer?
It's a lovely give and go. And they need to make something out of it. Oh, what a poor finish. That should have been taken. Javelin, they work so hard to create a chance. When they do, they cannot afford to miss chances like this. And Saunders seems to be having a problem. Their left defender seems to be having a hamstring issue. And yes, they're working on a change.
Even when it comes down to the offensive play, Javelin ran just now. What might have been the flaw they had was because Abdullah did not really have that much support at the pace he was playing.
Exactly. It was just 3-on-3. And I feel Ali needs to get into the box. He needs to push further up in the pitch. Because that's something that we saw. They were taking some long shots, the ball coming off the crossbar. And after scoring that goals, they're just gone back foot.
I mean, it's about time they've realized this and moved up front.
It's an unwanted free kick given. It's at a very good place. And this could be an opportunity for Javelin to try something. Ali had 2 attempts previously in the first half at the similar position and could not control the ball. I would like to see someone else throwing their hand up and say, let me give it a go.
When it comes down to free kicks, it's quite advantageous when it comes down to the 2 edges of the box. But somehow when you're focused onto the center, it gives the goalie a clear view of where the ball is coming from. So Javelin has to play this free kick smart if they're looking to make it a goal-scoring attempt.
An expected change for Saunders, of course. When you have a hamstring issue or injury, you cannot run at all. It's clever to change rather than keeping the player. And also they are leading. And they're in a very winning position. This is good. If only that ball had more pace. The goalkeeper was always on control. Krishanta is not going to sell that to Nivan Robesh. Nivan Robesh is one of the top Asian referees now. They need to move. They need to move. It's a good... Oh, if only he could have get that pass correctly. I think Javelin should increase the tempo of this game.
I agree. When it comes down to the Javelin's offense, they continue to ask for support rather than getting it naturally. I mean, that coordination just has to be there if you're looking forward to scoring. The ball controller gets the ball, moves it upfield, and then looks for help, which he continues to lack from the Java Lanes front linesman.
That's Java Lanes change. Another young player coming in. Yeah, it's a wonderful move, wonderful move. Everything for in vain. This has been the problem for Java Lane. They've just been one-dimensional, only looking at Abdullah and not want to use the other side of the field.
I agree, but Abdullah has been a 1-2, control the ball quite well and create goal-scoring opportunities for Javelin. I believe that's why they're entrusting him with the ball throughout.
And also he's an experienced player for them. He has been with the club for quite some time. He's a no-nonsense player. He gets the ball. He tries to deliver what he can.
But like you mentioned, one thing you cannot do is focus your entire attention to one half of the field and leaving the other end open. I mean, you can capitalize to the left as well, but...
This is what you mean. Take the chances when you get it. Sundar Niresh, beautiful finish. I'm not sure what the defender was trying to do. Who is marking Niresh is the question now. A 10-man Saunders just creating havoc at Sugadar Stadium, and they're just leading this game by a big margin now.
Saunders coach as well as the bench very happy about that goal scored there, exploiting the defense of Java Lane. Even with one man down, they continue to put up a fight.
It's the attitude of the players' team as to how you want to approach. 10 men, they never gave up. They wanted to go. They wanted to go for the kill. They knew they had what it takes, and every bit of the effort is being paid off. Maxi needs to try something new now. He cannot just rely on the game what they've been playing. That's a lovely ball. It's going to be another corner.
With under 10 minutes to go, Saunders continue to dominate the game, moving up 2 goals. Even with only 10 men on the field, Javelin should look to capitalize right about now.
It's a quick free kick taken. And the cross is in vain. They just wasted it. Well, now the game is Saunders to lose. They put every effort. They're leading. They're playing well. If they are to lose this game, it would be such an in vain.
I believe Javelin is aware of how little time they have got, thus making a few quick moves there, switching up the players and taking a really quick corner kick, which was in vain. But now back in control, Javelin. Abdullah with the ball, right flank, moves it up forward. Will this be the goal opportunity?
Lovely ball, lovely move. First time touch. Good anticipation, and they need to try more of this. I think Abdullah is the one player who has touched the ball so many times than any other, or the ball seems to be following him.
It was Jude following through Abdullah's pass there, but Jude took his time in making the decisive factor when it comes to scoring the goal. Abdullah with the ball once again.
I really like to see this. This is what I've been talking. Abdullah should really go one-on-one with the defender, because Abdullah has the pace, and I'm not sure the Saunders defenders has the pace to put up with him. And he has won a free kick in a very dangerous position. The more you do this, the more free kicks and the more penalties that you can earn. Javelin coming up with another change. Yes, they are going to go ahead with the change before the free kick.
I believe they brought down a more experienced player on that end, taking out the young blood. Looking to capitalize. That was a bit too much, I believe.
Sounders have everyone defending back. Wasteful ball. He could have used the left wing player.
I agree with the concentrated box and the concentrated end. You cannot do.
You send a substitute player to go and make a difference. The first thing that he does is consider free kick. And that will only allow Sounders to eat on more time, because they are in no hurry to take any of these free kicks quickly.
I agree. It's definitely Javelin that has to step up their game, because Saunders is almost playing a lethargic game. They want to keep the ball in control, but however not create any openers for Javelin.
And now we see Javelin seems to be having a tactical change in their approach. Francis has dropped further up the pitch.
It wasn't a balanced squad throughout for Javelin. During the first half of the game, they were more focused on their defense and gradually moved their players upfield. And as you mentioned, they've got a fourth man also leading their front line.
This is good. This is good. They need to really use the numbers. He cannot do that. He has enough and more players to support him, and he needs to use all of them. No wonder Francis is frustrated. He's a defender playing striker to support, add his experience, and if you're going to just shoot, that's a waste of an opportunity.
I believe what's running in their head is the lack of time they have right now, causing Francis also to make those maybe unwanted attempts, but closures that seemed as if they were openers.
I'm seriously not sure what kind of a defense is that from the six-side box. You just pull the ball back rather than clearing it. And you're very lucky the Sounders player did not have enough room to take a shot. From what I see, the Javelin midfield is not functioning as it should be. The two players, Ali and the other, is not playing an up and down game or feeding their strikers. They are just two back defending. I mean, at the previous game, Colombo FC completely changed second half with Rifnas pushing further up, and that opened up lots of opportunities. Here, just the three strikers up, and somebody from midfield is supporting them. That cannot be the case. When you're chasing the game, you need goals, you need your experience and star players from your club to go up. Given now, Abdullah needs to go and get this ball. He needs to go. Where is the supporting player trying to anticipate? He would pass it to the goalkeeper. And this goalkeeper has not been able to clear the ball properly.
The Saunders players continue to make the Javelin players run about and waste their energy.
I'm not surprised if Saunders scores another goal and extend their lead.
I agree. At this pace, Saunders is in control, although Javelin has been having quite a bit of possession. Saunders makes very accurate passes towards their players, got better coordination, whereas Javelin decides to hog on to the ball and create individual selfish chances for one another rather than working in coordination and creating opportunities for each other.
Krishanta with the ball, and Niresh is getting into the box to support him. So this is what I call experience. He's just holding on to the ball till everybody comes, not in any hurry. Lovely ball. Now Javelin need to speed up, but definitely not like that.
2 goals up. I believe the frustrated has completely faded away from the Saunders players. They've got a clear mind, they've got a clear vision. Rather than focusing on the ball, they focus on other players and connect with one another and move about the ball throughout the pitch.
And I also do not see any leader or any kind of vocal voice from Javelin trying to marshal the players.
You definitely need that guidance, especially considering this desperate
Come on, you
time
got
for them.
Francis there, and why would you want to cross that ball to the first post?
Francis very unhappy about that play there by Abdullah.
It's another foul. Try to get to the ball, but he missed it. Another good opportunity for Javelin. If they can deliver and get that goal and make the lead just one, we got a good finish to the game. Seems to be like Ali lining this up. Later on tonight, we got the Manchester derby. Manchester United versus Manchester City today. Any favorites for you?
I've always been a fan of Man U, but Manchester City has new fresh blood that I love to see play. So it's anyone's game.
Lovely, lovely goal. We're heading into 5 minutes of injury time. And Javelin just need only one goal to get something out of this game. Aren't we in for a good 5 minutes of injury time? Again, an unwanted free kick concede. And Javelin, not at the first attempt, at the second attempt, they managed to get that goal. A very well anticipated goal by Francis.
We've got Man U in bright red and we've got Javelin in bright orange, scoring a beautiful goal as we come down to the final few minutes of the game.
Now Javelin need to throw everything what they got. It has to be do or die. They have nothing to lose. They are anyway losing the game. Put everyone up there and try to win or try to get that equalizer and get a point out of this game. Abdullah with the ball. Lovely attempt.
Javelin has pushed up their offense on to the front end of the pitch.
And now it looks like they have got a little bit of life for the game. If only they had this previously, the last 10 minutes or so, this kind of energy, this kind of enthusiasm, they could have gone for this goal a bit earlier.
I agree, but after that goal attempt by Francis seems to be up on his game. All his colleagues powered up as well.
The Javelin need to push more, they need quick pressing. They cannot wait. They need to up the game. They need to go to the referee saying, come on, the time is ticking, they're wasting.
Francis not wanting to kill time or making quick orders there.
Oh, that's not a foul at all.
Javelin with a long pass.
Oh.
Saunders with the ball once again. Will it be an opener? Javelin. This is where a good volley would help Javelin quite good. Abdullah is free on the right end of the field.
Lovely ball. Now Jude needs to anticipate these kind of deliveries and need to be ready for his sprint. Ali looking at Abdullah. A lovely ball. Definitely Abdullah is going to get this. Francis is asking for the ball. Oh, there's nobody. Abdullah, wrong option. He could have fed Francis there. Bit too much on that pass.
Is Abdullah not known for scoring?
Abdullah has been always a player who plays in the wing and try to feed players. And of course, he has had in his time, had his one on and off goals.
No, because one thing I've noticed was he continues to be a spoon and continue to feed players rather than taking those strides which he can. Every time he gets the ball, the goal seems to be open, but rather than shooting...
Oh! A lovely opportunity, definitely. The referee is not buying that. Francis could have tried everything he can to score rather than looking for a penalty. Why would you want to do when you get an opportunity rather than finishing and look for a penalty? That's another chance gone in vain. There's no point pointing the finger at the referee that he did not give a penalty. It's that you did not take the opportunity that was given to you.
I completely agree. You have to capitalize on a move like that rather than looking for an easy finish such as a penalty. I mean, you have to look it through. I know you're frustrated. I know that he's under pressure, but you just got to connect.
A corner for Saunders. Coming back to Abdullah. Yes, Abdullah has been spoon feeding and he has not used his potential or capability. If he has driven the dribbled the ball more into the box, he could have been a bigger threat. Again, poor marking. There are numbers from Java Lane. They're just defending and not attacking the ball. They need to get this ball very quickly up the field. I guess they'll be looking at only one player, Abdullah. Yes, they did. There you go. You were asking for a goal from Abdullah, and he has delivered it to you. 4-all. What a game of football. Java Lane playing till the end and trying every bit of that they can. And they got the equalizer. 4-all. A superb game of football. This is what every fan wants to see. Football at its best.
I feel like us as commentators have a certain power. Everything we do say seems to be working out on the field. We called 8 goals in the match previously. It ended up exactly that way. And Abdullah as well. We were talking about how he was lacking when it comes down to that striking position, and he made advantage of it.
I guess you should have told this a bit more and earlier, then Abdullah would have given you that goal. That was a very good move by Java Lane.
Very smart move there as well, considering the time as well as the placement.
And I hope they will not make a blunder. And here we go, Krishanta.
Not enough power and accuracy there by Krishanta for Saunders. Will Java Lane be looking to make another goal attempt?
Well, they have the capability. They have chased the game today, and they have got all the goals that they need. And here we go again. Java Lane need more bodies. Francis making that run. Lovely ball. He just needs to cut it back. Wrong decision by Francis. Abdullah was open. If he could have only cut the ball back. What a game of football, and we see good crowd atmosphere. More noise now. I think as a coach, Maxi is drained out. The ball was given in vain. Saunders in no hurry. They know it's the last bit of the game, and the goalkeeper is taking things slow. 4-all, a very good game of football. 1 point apiece. I guess that's fair enough. Well, the game is never ended until the referee blows the final whistle. Niresh trying to deceive the referee, and he's not going to do that. Throw ball to Java Lane, and Java Lane need to up the tempo here. It's a lovely ball. They tried to catch the goalkeeper off guard, but the ball had too much. Java Lane should realize the goalkeeper is not good with his goal kicks. It has been very flat, and should expect the ball to be gathered in the midfield.
Java Lane just mindlessly moving back.
Again, the ball only to find a Java Lane player. He needs to take this throw quickly. Make the move. That's what he's need.
A couple of volleys would be of added advantage.
No. Well, they fancied everything, and they've got their 4 goals there, so they're trying everything. Luck is on them. There you go. That's the end of the game. A lovely football. game comes to an end. Javelin versus Saunders 4-all. Dialog Champions League at its best. A good game of football. Both teams played well. They had their plus, they have their minus. But in the end, they played well to score 4 goals apiece. I guess the point now would be, was that a penalty or not for Francis? And Javelin will be really questioning the referee's decision there. But then again, it was a one-on-one chance. You should have taken the chance rather than arguing for the penalty.
That was a good close for an evening of beautiful football. Saunders and Javelin putting up a beautiful fight, a beautiful challenge.
I hope everybody enjoyed the game of football. It has been 2 games with 2 different tempo. The first match for today being one side, this one evenly poised. A 50-50 game. Both teams threw everything up and it ended Javelin 4, Saunders 4. So until we meet you again, bye-bye and good night.
That's it from us this evening. This is www.thepapare.com Champions League 2018.